Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have a new addition to the signature line from Tom Ford, BOIS PACIFIQUE. This literally just hit the shelves, so naturally, of course, anytime I hear there's a new Tom Ford release coming out, I have to run as fast as I can to buy it. I just went out and picked up my bottle, but I have not smelled it yet. I wanted to do a true first impression with you guys on camera because I am a huge Tom Ford fan. Tom Ford stan, you guys probably know if you watch my channel, I own a ton of Tom Ford fragrances and I think it's a really beautiful, oriental, very unique house in like the department store world. And I know that it's kind of cool to hate on Tom Ford. Yes, they definitely have their flaws, just like every other fragrance house on the planet, but overall, I really love them. I don't know if you can see, but I have a whole row of Tom Ford fragrances up there. So this is what the packaging looks like. I paid $160 before tax on this 50 ml bottle, and the 100 ml is going for $240. So it's definitely a more accessible price point than their private collection. Still a very hefty price tag, but it doesn't quite sting as much as those private collection price points. Let's go ahead and get this plastic off. I'm so excited for this. The notes sound so beautiful in this fragrance. So this scent is all about the feelings of endless freedom and vitality, and the sun's radiance, majestic woods, and solar light. Gotta love a good backstory. Am I right? I am just destroying this box. Don't be like me. Do it the simple way. But this is what the bottle is looking like. It's giving me some Beau de Jour vibes, some Costa Azura vibes. It's not the colored glass. The juice is this really interesting, almost kind of like whiskey color in a way. It's not a colored glass. That's actually the color of the juice. Really interesting. Let's go ahead and give it a spray. We're gonna do the strip and the skin, of course, and we'll just go straight on skin first. Ooh, why is that already spraying? That does not seem right, but we'll do the strip too. So the notes in here, we have cardamom, and that is what really got my hopes up with this fragrance because Tom Ford does some magical stuff with cardamom in their fragrances. With Ackee Gallowwood and Olibanum, with a turmeric note in orris butter. Oh wow, with sandalwood, cedar, and oakwood. This fragrance smells so bougie. Like right out of the gate, it smells not mature. I feel like with, fragrances like Beau de Jour, it's gonna make you think of something a bit vintage inspired. This does not have that, but it has this very like mature, masculine vibe to it. Not too masculine. I would say actually, at least with the opening, it's a little bit different on the skin, but it is more of a unisex scent on the paper. On the skin, I'm getting more of this kind of like dry, earthy woods, but on the paper, there's more cardamom, there's more warmth to it. It's interesting how it's not as warm on the skin. They are pretty different, so I'm just gonna smell my skin now. I'm not really getting a ton of like a citrusy kind of like opening, but there is something bright about it. It doesn't feel super dense or heavy. There's something kind of like aromatic, woody, kind of ethereal about it. There's something that makes me almost picture orange. Like I really get the turmeric. It does not smell like what I was thinking when I saw that, like I used to be one of those girls that would do turmeric shots like every day or put it in my smoothies or my juices or whatever. And I know what turmeric smells like. I can just close my eyes and picture it and I can taste it essentially. And it's not as prominent in the scent, but it is there. When it first opened, I kind of thought carrot seed. Like there's something orangey about it. Not that it smells like orange, but it makes me picture orange because of the turmeric. It is in here, you are going to get it, but it's not as prominent as you would expect. It's really more woody, and it is a beautiful, really beautiful mix of woods here. It smells very, very classy. I definitely get like the inspiration of the outdoors. There's something kind of earthy about it, but it's not really too green. I don't really get like any like patchouli necessarily or something mossy, maybe just a hint of something like that. But for me, it's more like mountain air in the woods. Something kind of like balsamic, just a touch, a little bit resinous, kind of like a tree sap. I mean, I think a woman could definitely wear this. It does feel masculine to me, but it's gonna be more on the androgynous side. I don't think that I would wear this myself. I definitely picture it on a man, but I do know that there are going to be women out there that really like this. Like, this scent profile could be worn as a woman. It's a really inviting scent. Like, you just want to keep coming in and smelling it. Very classic. That woodiness is very appealing, very dressy, and something different. That's another reason why I really like Tom Ford fragrances, because they kind of offer something different in the department store world. That should be a term that we use in the fragrance community. The department store world, when you're shopping around, it's something unique than what you're going to get at other counters, you know, like typical designer fragrances. I am a little bit disappointed though that I'm not really getting as much cardamom on my skin as I was hoping. Like, on the paper, it was like cardamom, amazing, but it's not so much on the skin. It definitely feels, I don't want to say simple. It doesn't smell like a simple scent, but it might remind you of other things in a way, not totally, but in a way. But it does feel very nice. Like, it feels like a classy, colder weather scent. Definitely. I think that you could probably pull this one off in the summer too. Like, if you like dry, woody fragrances, but it does feel more like cold weather appropriate. Like, I can really picture it for the winter time. Like, this was the perfect time to release this. And it's not really what I was expecting either. I don't know. I was kind of expecting something a little blue, a little aquatic, you know, with the name Pacific in the name. I guess they're talking more like the Northwest Pacific. Definitely not like Oceanside, you know, like Costa Azura, things like that. You're not gonna get any sort of like, I was thinking it was gonna smell mineral. Does not at all. It's a very pretty, very slightly spiced, kind of dry, woody, cedarwood, Akigala wood scent. That Akigala wood just gives it something. It's just like a signature in a woody fragrance, you know? It's not so typical, but it is kind of mixed in with this kind of resinous, balsamic tone underneath the woods. The orris butter is very minimal, but it does add just a touch of elegance to the scent. Like, it just really makes it feel rounded, completed. I will say it's not going to feel like something mind-blowing. It seems like it's been a theme recently with Tom Ford, kind of like bringing back discontinued fragrances in the signature collection, like they did with Cafe Rose. And I think that there's some other ones coming up as well. I don't know, was BOIS PACIFIQUE a release in the private collection before? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments down below if this was a re-release. I'm not sure. It doesn't really smell like the other woody fragrances in their private collection, but it definitely shares like some sort of relation. So if you like those more woody dominant fragrances from the private collection, this would be a much more like accessible price point to get into it. But I will say, it's not like a mind-blowing, groundbreaking type of scent. I hate to say it, but like the first thing that popped into my mind, well, not the first thing, but like as I kept smelling it, Bentley Intense, but without the booziness. It's not the same, but it kind of gives me that cedarwood vibe, but this is very refined smelling, I will say. It does smell sophisticated, it does smell dressy. There's nothing really casual feeling about it. It feels like something that you would wear for the nighttime in the cold weather when you're going out somewhere upper class, dressy, a restaurant, a club, something like that, to watch live music. Like, it feels like it needs to be worn somewhere. You're not just like wearing this to sit at home. But I like it in that way because it kind of gives me like cozy New York City vibes. A man in a suit, in a hat, walking around Manhattan at night. I don't know. That's just the imagery that it gives me. There's almost something a little bit slightly smoky about it as it's going into the dry down. Very, very, very minimal, but I do pick up something like that, something with the resin side of this. And it's kind of adapting to more of this like creamy texture. Like, at first it was very dry feeling, and now it's starting to become a little bit more creamy. I'm kind of getting more of that like orris butter. It's really nice. There is a very minimal sweetness in here. Interestingly enough, I think that some of the sweetness from this is coming from that turmeric. I don't know, there's nothing really fruity. I don't really get anything vanillic about it. Very minimal sweetness in this, but there's something about it that balances out the like super woody side of it. It might be the resins, but there is something in here that kind of gives it something more appealing and likable. But overall, I think it's very cozy. I think the price point is good for this. It is a little bit high, but I'm just so happy. Anytime I don't see a price tag of like $400 for 50 ml, I'm happy because I do think that the quality of Tom Ford is really good and the signature collection is great too. So I think I don't have a problem with the price point, but just know going into it, it's not going to feel like something new. You're gonna feel that quality like Tom Ford DNA, but it doesn't feel like anything groundbreaking. It's not going to like blow your socks off. It's going to remind you of other things, but at the same time, it's going to feel classy, sophisticated. You're going to feel like a very dressy person wearing this, and it is a great addition to your rotation for the winter, especially if you like woody, cedar, masculine fragrances. If I had to give it a rating, like the whole picture, I would give it a solid 7. It's not, honestly, I thought it was gonna blow my socks off. I was really expecting something like, oh, like amazing. I thought I would be freaking out over here, jumping up and down like, ah, it's so good, but I'm not. It's really nice, but it's not amazing. So yeah, solid 7 is a good rating for this with the price point, the quality, everything considered. I'm gonna keep testing it out and maybe I'll do an updated review. So please let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see that. But yeah, guys, we need to still test out the longevity and everything, but that was just my first impression review of the new fragrance from Tom Ford, BOIS Pacifique. Like I said, please let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. Are you excited to try it? Would you like to see an updated review in the future? I would love to know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.